Well, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to our mutual aspect video, and today we're going to start our Venus mutual aspect video, and we're going to start with Venus and Mars mutual aspect. And what happens when Venus and Mars are directly opposite to each other, meaning 7 houses from each other, which is 180 degrees apart from each other. So if your Mars is in the first house, Venus is in the 7th house, that's a mutual aspect. And there's other kinds of mutual aspect, but we'll cover them later. And as always, if you do not know what kind of mutual aspects you have, so you can come back to my channel and refer to these videos. For that, check out the links here and check out my full astrological report, where especially on the second page of the report, you will see where each planet is placed, along with many other information in the report itself, and including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects at the Speed of Light, including all the other new options at this link here. So, Venus and Mars mutual aspect. Well, Venus, as you know, represents a spouse. Venus represents a wife, a girlfriend, a female. It represents beauty. It represents arts, media, creativity, cinema. It represents luxury. It represents comforts in life. And then you have Mars. Mars is a soldier, fighter, athlete, fire, passion. Mars is this energy. Mars is simply energy. And Mars also represents an engineer. Mars represents technology, weapons maker, surgeon. So what happens when these two planets come together? Well, this is a very talked about, very much a pop culture mutual aspect. Everybody just talks about Mars and Venus. Because what happens when these two look at each other is like a soldier, coming in front of a prince or princess. Prince. Well, nowadays it could be a prince, but no, it's a male and female energy. So, soldier coming in front of a princess. I keep calling him prince. I don't know why. And that passion just comes alive. Passion is not really Mars. I shouldn't say that. Passion is the result of Venus and Mars coming together in one house or looking at each other. And this is one of the greatest combinations, or the most important combination for a person to marry out of love marriage. When I know if you're in Estonia and US and Canada, this probably doesn't mean anything to you. But in conservative societies and culture like India, still there's things like an arranged marriage and love marriage. So this usually produces a passion-filled marriage. Like there's passion, love, sexual energy that comes about within a relationship before you tie the knots. And even in Western cultures, if you do not have a combination for love marriage, do not think you're doing a love marriage. You're actually not. Then there would be some sort of a formal introduction that will happen when you get into a relationship. You know how you say, oh, my friend introduced me to this person, or he was my dad's brother's friend and we just started dating and, here we are. Or Westerners, we don't believe in arranged marriage. But the thing is, people don't realize you just played your entire chart out by having an arranged marriage. Because your dad introduced you to this person, or your friend introduced you to this person, or you were formally introduced at a party. It's a formal introduction. Even nowadays, especially even 15 years back, 20 years back, an arranged marriage happened where a guy and a girl met and they went out. They liked each other, dated each other, and then they got married. Sometimes it's just first meeting and you get married, but that's what it does. Now, Venus and Mars mutual aspect also shows a person who is filled with creative passion. Somebody who is very good with technically and doing creative things with their technical talents. You will find these people being in fields of like film editing, photography, cinematography. These are the people that make great actors, great performers, stage performers, because what happens is Venus is a soft planet. Mars is what? Fire. Even though Mars physically is smaller than Venus, yet Mars can just take over Venus like that. Like, you know how a princess likes a bad boy Mars and he has all the control over her. That's what it does. And so this person on stage, not even just on stage, you will find these people in your office, your bosses, your, co-workers, You will find these people being very dynamic out there. They have energy. When they perform something, any kind of performance they do has a lot of passion and energy coming out of it. Whether it's giving you a presentation, whether it's being on the stage on a play, whether it's being in front of the camera, or whether it's selling you a car. You're going to feel their passion come alive. They're going to be very determined and very assertive about wanting to sell you this product. What also happens is that these people are very attractive to the opposite sex or to the people in a love relationship. Like anytime you have Mars Venus mutual aspect, you will see these people, no matter how good looking they are or bad looking they are, they're somehow attracting people, because that chemical, the mutual aspect and all the planetary placements in our body creates who we are, or in our chart I should say, creates who we are in our body. And this mutual aspect has this chemical release in a person where no matter how bad looking the person is, you will feel this sexual energy within them. And you're going to want to know them. If they're at a club, if they're at a restaurant, if they're at a movie theater, a theme park, you want to go up and talk to them because you know they are very sexual. Now, here's the thing. If, let's say, Venus is debilitated, okay, Venus is in the sign of Virgo, and Venus is retrograde, this person is going to be repulsed by sex, repulsed by sexual desires, at least until their mid-30s. Because here, Mars is a fiery planet. It's a natural malefic planet. And if, let's say, even if Mars is debilitated or Venus is debilitated, if one of them, if let's say Mars is in Cancer, Venus is in Virgo, what happens is these people can run, especially women, can run into spouses that may physically abuse them. They may be very over-dominating, sexually very dominating. But Venus retrograde, see what happens, I'm talking about the retrograde here. Debilitated Venus with Mars may actually make a person have multiple sex partners. And not just like I'm talking about 5 partners, they might have 30 partners. Because now Venus's energy is nil. Venus is very self-critical of herself. So this person who has this Venus in Virgo and Mars is Mars is in Pisces, what happens is this person really does not have that strong self-esteem about their sexuality. So they're like, the only way I can gain confidence when it comes to my beauty and sexuality is if I have people just being with me. So what they do, they go with as many people as they can. And they try to be as much sexual as they can. And they want to receive that love. They want that Mars energy to come. Now, if let's say Venus is in Capricorn and Mars is in Cancer, what happens is this person becomes very cautious of who they let in their life. Because early on, when Venus is very immature and not truly realizing its potential in Capricorn, they will attract men who just don't care about them or women who don't care about them. These people will attract spouses and boyfriends and girlfriends who are too aggressive, too dominating, and they may actually, cheat on them, and they may do all these things. So this mutual aspect is very passionate, very good, but at the same time, you have to carefully analyze this placement. You have to carefully see what is going on with this person? Because this mutual aspect, can also bring, early sexual abuse in a person's life. And so anytime that Mars energy comes in front of them, they're just always scared of it. And Mars energy simply meaning like that energy that can invoke Venus's energy. So anytime you come in towards a relationship, you just feel repulsed. Or if this isn't a good, normal placement, you're just a passionate person. When it comes to anything, you love food, man. You want to go to the best places. Even if you don't have money, you want to only have good quality food. Because you become passionate about life, luxury, arts, culture. And all these things comes into play, whether it's food and dancing and enjoying life and vacationing. So you just find a very passionate person. But again, certain people have that passion burnt out with the fire of Mars when it becomes too aggressive. And especially when Mars's fire is too aggressive and Venus's energy very weak, it's a turbulent combination as well. Okay. So guys, this was my analysis of Mars and Venus mutual aspect. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where your Mars is placed, where your Venus is, all the other mutual aspect, my books, reports, consultations, all that stuff is here at this link. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with Sun in the 5th house for Taurus ascendant. Till then, see you later.